iPhone 7 Plus versus Samsung Galaxy Note 5 coming up right now. Let's go! So what is up, guys? Nick here from Everything Tech, helping to master your technology, and welcome to the iPhone 7 Plus versus the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. So the first thing I'm sure you guys are noticing is both of those devices are extremely shiny, and the Note 5 had it first. So I do think that Apple did take some design inspirations from Galaxy lineup with their shiny glaze technology that they've put in the past. And you know, with these later devices, the Note 5 and the Galaxy S6 were extremely shiny devices, and then Apple a year later comes out with a jet black iPhone, which a lot would agree looks pretty nice here with the jet black edition. But so does the Note 5 with its gorgeous glass as well as its premium aluminum around the edges here. Let me put that S Pen back in all the way. And yeah, so let's begin with a boot up test of both of these devices. Let me make sure both are off here. See, the iPhone 7 Plus was on here, so let me turn that off. And I am going to put the iPhone 7 Plus in its case here because it does get scratches easily if you just slam it down on the table. So I'll leave it here in this clear case. But you can see both devices do offer quite a bit of shine in terms of their, their build quality and design. But I do think that the Galaxy Note 5 is a little bit better built because this is a glass material, whereas this is an aluminum material with polish on it, which is definitely more scratch prone than what you have here on the Galaxy Note 5 with its Gorilla Glass construction on the rear. Samsung did a great job here with the Note 5, and these aluminum borders here are 7000 series, and this is pretty much the same design you're going to get here on the Galaxy S7 from the rear with its, curvature design here, which makes the Note 5 feel pretty nice in the hand. The Note 5 does have sharp corners here, and the iPhone 7 Plus should be booted down. So let's go ahead and boot these guys up at the same time in 3, 2, 1, let's go. And the iPhone 7 Plus does have a more curvy design, and it does have quite a bit of grip here with its jet black material here. But let's see which one gets to the home screen first. And the Note 5 does boot quite fast, but I do think the iPhone 7 Plus is one of the fastest booting devices, if not the fastest booting device, and should win this test here. But let's see what happens here. Note 5, nope. iPhone 7 Plus, we're about 4 seconds in. Okay, so the Note 5 is about 4 to 5 seconds slower on the boot. Does that really matter? Not really. So the first thing you're going to notice if you looked at both of these devices side by side, or if you were looking for one of these devices, should I get an iPhone 7 Plus or a Galaxy Note 5? The Note 5's display pretty much destroys the iPhone 7 Plus, and it hurts a little because, I go and buy the iPhone 7 Plus for almost $1,000 here, and I spend under, $400 for a Note 5, and the display is just shitting on the iPhone 7 Plus, and that's slang for it's just a much better display here. It's just very punchy, very color accurate, and I know a lot of people probably are getting sick of this argument of, the Samsung displays being much better and they don't really care. It's all about iOS, but actually, it's not always all about iOS. If you don't use iOS like that, you're going to really enjoy this display here. Now, if you put on adaptive display here, this is pretty much the display quality you get on the iPhone 7 Plus, the adaptive display mode, because the iPhone 7 Plus talks about its accurate colors and how it adjusts to the perfect lighting and stuff like that. It's kind of like that True Tone. It's kind of like that True Tone display here on the 7 Plus. Whereas you get that here on the, Galaxy Note 5. You also get the cinema mode, which really punches the color up. Put the photo mode on, and you got a more toned down look, very similar to the 7 Plus here. You put the basic mode on, and you go even more toned down on the colors. So you got control here on the Note of how your colors are going to look versus the iPhone 7 Plus, where you don't have any of that control here. So that's the first thing I want to mention. The display is much better here on the Galaxy Note 5. The fingerprint scanner is more reliable and quicker here on the 7 Plus, but the Note is really good too. So it's not, a deciding factor here. Now, you do get up to 256 gigs of storage, where you only get up to 64 here on the Note. But I do recommend if you get a Note 5, go with the 64 gig storage. You probably will run out of space quickly here on a 32 gig Note 5. And you get the advantage of the S Pen, actually the latest S Pen toting device of the Note 5. Waiting for another S Pen compatible device. Maybe the S8 will bring it here. But a lot of creative function you can get here on the Note 5. And with the prices coming down on the Note 5, this phone feels like $1,000,000 in your hand, just like any of the latest iPhones, you could say. So let's go ahead and close everything out. and see how close that the Note 5 does match up in terms of application test here. Let's go into calendar on both. You can see Note 5 won that one in my personal opinion. Let's go into calculator. Note 5 on that one. Let's come home here. Let's go into camera. And that was the iPhone 7 Plus. Let's come home here. Let's go into clock. That was about the same. Let's come home here. Let's go into YouTube. And Note 5 there. Let's go into, my videos here on both devices. And that looked like the iPhone 7 Plus there. Let's come home here. Let's go into a Pi Geek or Appy Geek, whatever you want to call those babies. And you could see, let's go ahead and close that out. That would have been about the same. There was this annoying ad there. Let's go to App Store versus Play Store. You can see the App Store a little bit quicker there. Let's come home. And the Note 5 seems to go home quicker. That's just my personal, what I'm seeing. I don't know what you guys are seeing. Let's go to weather. And the 7 Plus there. So the 7 Plus took ahead the lead there. Let's go into Instagram on both. And it looks like I missed the tap here. So let me go ahead and close out that. Let's do Instagram on both. Looks like the 7 Plus lost it anyway there. So let's go into phone on both. And you can see, it looked like the Note 5, maybe the 7 Plus, let me know down below in the comments. Twitter. You can see Twitter beats the 7 Plus. So you can see the Note 5 is right there with the iPhone 7 Plus. I mean, this is pretty cool stuff to see this. You could say, oh, it's a 2015 phone. But yeah, look, it's hanging right there with the 2017 phone. Phones have gotten to a point where they're not, it's not so much about speed. They've already kind of reached that point where they're just blazing fast. I mean, there's not much more. I don't think there's that much more besides the 5G technology that's coming with the internet speeds that they can do with the hardware. I mean, the hardware is reaching a point of, it's just incredibly fast. Like, how much more speed do you need on a smartphone? Let's go to Tempo Run here on both devices. You can see this is where the 7 Plus will shine, but I do got to let you know that the Note 5 is a great gamer as well. Let's go into Subway Surfers on both devices, and 7 Plus should take it. Yes, it does. The 7 Plus is probably the best gaming device on the planet. And let's go into multitasking, and this is where the 7 Plus will probably beat the Note 5. Let's go into calendar, about the same there. Let's go to another application here. Let's go into calculator, about the same there. Let's go into, let's see, camera here. It looked like the 7 Plus there. Reload on the Note 5. Let's go into Subway Surfers. And I even hit the Note 5 first, but the iPhone 7 Plus won that one anyway. So let's go home here. And let's go into, let's see, Twitter. Where's the twits? Where's the twits at? Okay, here's the twits. Right there, about the same. So, like I say, both devices are going to be incredibly good devices here in terms of whichever you pick up. You can get a Galaxy Note 5 for half the cost of the iPhone 7 Plus, and I think in some areas, and actually in a lot of areas, a better device than the 7 Plus. It's almost just as fast as the 7 Plus. The camera is definitely competitive with the 7 Plus. I mean, almost all of the vlogs you guys have ever seen with the 7 Plus are, most of the vlogs that you've seen on this channel, the battery vlogs with the iPhones were shot on this camera right here on the Note 5. Pretty much all of the vlogs I've done has been shot on the Note 5, and that's because the 16 megapixel OIS camera is amazing here on the Note 5. Now on the front, I do think you get a better selfie camera here on the 7 Plus. So for selfie fanatics, the 7 Plus is going to beat you here. You do get the 3D touch here where you don't have any force touch functions here on the Note 5. But once again, you don't have a pen here for the 7 Plus. So there's give and take. There's, ups and downs here and there. Now the 7 Plus, yeah, it gives you that dual camera. I don't think that dual camera is as functional as most people would believe it to be based on, it's easy to market this camera because it looks high tech and all that. But if you're not really like taking tons of photos and you just need a good camera, this camera, I don't know how many people are going to get that much use out of it unless you're a professional out there. If you're a professional, definitely the 7 Plus is probably the overall better camera. Now, I know which one, I'm not going to forget this one because I know a lot of people are thinking, well, what about the battery life? Yes, the 7 Plus has much better battery life in terms of longevity over the Note 5, but the Note 5 will, charge about 50 times faster than the iPhone 7 Plus. So get yourself a portable quick charging battery pack and boom, you could just be right up, juiced up really quickly there on the Note 5. So which device is better for you? It really comes down to if you want Samsung or Apple. I think the Note 5 is hanging right there with the 7 Plus. I think they're both really on the same level. Yeah, the iPhone 7 Plus might have a slight edge in terms of a few technologies here and there, but the display, the thing you look at the most is really hands down better on the Note 5 over the 7 Plus. The speaker sound better on the iPhone 7 Plus over the Galaxy Note 5. But like I say, give and take, there's features here and there you cannot get on each device. Both are in the same league pretty much. If I had one choice, I'd probably go with the iPhone 7 Plus only for one reason, and that's updates. If Samsung can start getting their update game at the same level as iPhone, I don't know if that would ever happen, but if they can get their update game at the same level as iPhone, I think Samsung will really start to meet them head to head and really become more of a player next to Apple in this market. So which phone would you pick here? How close do you guys think these are? Which device do you really think the 7 Plus is much better than the Note 5? Do you really think the Note 5 is shitting on the iPhone 7 Plus? Let us know that down below in the comment section of this video. Click the like button for me if you enjoyed this content. It would be appreciated. I will catch you all in the next one. Be sure to be well and peace.